Hi guys, I am finally getting to record or upload the Zoom meeting that we had last Wednesday. I'm sorry for the delay. Things happen, just life gets crazy. But here it is. I hope you find it helpful. It's just a quick overview to give you some ideas. I don't really go in depth, but if there's a video that you'd like me to go more in depth with, how did you add that video into your page? How did you record that? How did you get there? Kind of thing. Let me know what you guys need, and I'll be more than glad to do that. I just need to know what the need is right now because everybody's at different points, and some people are more tech savvy than others and can play around and figure it out, whereas others are like, I'm just completely lost. So let me know what you need. I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you at the next video. So this is what it looks like when you have courses uploaded. Um, what I decided to do was to give each student their own course, and that way I could copy, and if students were working on similar things, I could copy it from one student to the next and then just tweak it a little bit. But that way I didn't have to worry about a parent saying, well, I can see this student's name, or any of that stuff. So trying to keep the confidentiality as much as possible. um and another, like, you can set appointments. I'm learning how to be able to let them set appointments. So I wanted each student to have the opportunity to set their appointment, and so that I would know, okay, it's Sally or it's Timmy, not, well, I'm either getting Sally or Timmy. I can know exactly which student it is. So the first student that I'm going to show you is she will be 4 in December. She's preschool. She is low vision, and we're working on some basic skills, like spatial concepts. We are working on textures and things like that, but obviously I don't have textures to show her. But we've also worked on identifying, using like descriptive words so she can tell me and help me know what she's seeing. Because whenever I did her first functional vision, she wasn't consistent with shapes and things like that. So I didn't know if what she was telling me was incorrect because she couldn't see it, or because she wasn't exposed. So you can see here, this is my opening page, which you can select what the student's page looks, or opening page looks like. And you can set it to the announcements page or the assignments page, things like that. By on the right side, there are like buttons, and you can see choose home page. So you can make different pages. So there's course activity stream, modules, assignments, lists, and syllabus. What I decided to do was to make a page for each student, and you can see I've got my little Bitmoji cutesy things, and then I gave them my contact information, the course name, and just hey, we're going to use Canvas to work on our goals this year, because this student will have their parent assisting them. But even like my high school student, you can see here, I have Learning Ally and Bookshare. I'm putting their username and password And I also have the link to download the Bookshare reader and things like that. And I think I have in there, I do not have in there about the Learning Ally. You can download that app as well. So that way they have access to that. Like this morning, I was working with my high school student, and I was like, you can go in here and find your books, and we refresh that skill. But um, uh, what I've mainly been doing is modules, pages, and assignments. Because I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible, but also give them a wide variety of activities, and still just hit those goals as hard as we can in the best way we can. So, for example, like I did
Sorry,
shape.
I have a quick question. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you then using to go over these? Are you using the live from Canvas, or are you hooking in like a link from Google Meets or Zoom or something? Are you using their live button? I think it's big button or some blue button, something like that.
Well, my goal is to have Zoom meetings for appointments, and then I have been adding in like maybe a YouTube video for them to listen to if it's a story to be read, or I did find out I can download a story from Bookshare and upload the file into Canvas. That way, if the parents having issues or whatever, I know that I can put that file in there, and they can just pull it up and listen to it that way. But what I've been doing is recording myself in their studio app, which I'll show you here in just a second. You can record videos, and for content area teachers, they can do lectures and allow students to comment on that video as they go through it. And you can turn comments on and off, but I did that so that I just have everything saved right into Canvas. And if I have another student that comes up that maybe we're going to work on spatial concepts, I've already got that video in my Canvas studio, and I've got it organized so that when I'm recreating the modules or I'm changing what I need to change, I just select it straight out of it.
Oh,
Does that answer your question?
yeah. So you're gonna show us later how to do that part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm sorry
Uh,
to interrupt.
no, you're fine. Ask any questions you guys want to. Um, so what I started out with is I create a page, and this is just saying, hey, we're going to start with a little review. I just want to see what you remember. And then Canvas has this next button at the bottom of the page or the assignment or whatever. As you go through it, they can select next. So I'm making my window smaller so I can see it. There we go. So I'm going to click next, and it's supposed to take me. Nope. See, everything looks different. Okay, I've not finished that part, but I have I have a Nearpod activity that the student can do so that they can identify the shape, and it'll tell there's like 3 or 4 different sets of identify, circle, square, triangle, with different colors and shapes, and or maybe it's just an outline. And I've got it set to where it looks like it's a little game, because she's younger, and she loves those cartoony kind of things. So I was trying to make something that she was really interested in. But for the square that we started out with, I looked on the videos and I was like, that's hard to see. Why are they saying it that way? That's too much. That song is terrible. I don't even want to listen to that, you know. So I was like, I just need something that's like, hey, this is a square. Let's count the sides. You know, just something, a quick little overview, because, you know, how many ways can you describe a square? You know? And so I made this little video and I just talk about a square. You know, I show an object that is in the shape of a square, and we it's you can see it's 2 minutes and 1 second long, so it's not like it's a full theatrical movie. Um, but the way to add in a video is when I go to edit. So I here I can change the font, the font size, the heading style, bold, all those text formatting um options. And there's the highlighter. Now I can change the background. Um and now they've also added above the text entry box is this edit button. Insert is where you can go here to add your links or tables. Um, you can also do subscripts, superscripts, HTML code, which that's how I've been embedding my Nearpod lessons. So the student can just do the Nearpod lesson right in Canvas if they want to, if they don't want to go to a different URL. But you can see here's text color and background color. And I have found out that you do have to change the font size every time. So every time you're creating a page, you have to change that, which you think, oh, well, that's not bad. But if you've got a caseload of 20 and you're recreating everything from the ground up, you know, it would be nice to say, well, this course defaults to this text size. You know, if it's just one student in that course, it would be nice to be able to do that. But so to insert a video, there's the three. I'm circling it with my mouse because I went to point to it. Uh, but there's the three dots here, and when you click on it, it brings up all these icons. So again, some of it's text formatting, the alignment, bulleted lists, indenting, and then you have directionality, and then there's links, images, record and upload media. So you could go in that way to do it, to record the video, and then you can put in specific documents. Or I go to this plugin and it brings up select app, which it's apps that, from my understanding, that the system has selected when they purchased it. And I heard an estimate of how much the county paid for this today, and I thought I was going to pass out. Like $400,000. And I was like, you know, like, I was like, I don't even want to talk about it. But whenever I click studio, and the weirdest thing is, cancel. When you click and open the apps, you would think that where, like here it says common favorites, find and share course content, you would think that that would be where you would click, right? But it's not. You have to click on that title. So I spent probably 10 minutes like, why is that not opening? I closed out, I went back in, I was like, why is that not opening? You have to actually click the icon and the title for it to open that up. And I was like, that's the weirdest thing. So here you can see I've got my videos organized into spatial concepts, shapes, and then I also put my yearly vision in service into Canvas because I could add all my teachers, and I gave them a question to respond to, and that way I can say, well, you were in the in service and you did not participate. And just like I like to live by the CYA rule, cover your assets. And I let my special ed director know, hey, I'm adding people in here, and that's in service. But they have my little video, they have a PowerPoint, and a discussion assignment. So, and then they get my contact. They have the link to the Vision website that I created, all that stuff. But see, here's my shape videos, and you cannot select the cover picture for that, so that's why I'm making that silly face. But up at the top right, underneath the X, there's record, add, and search. So if I click add, I can browse files. So if you have a video of a Zoom meeting that you've recorded and you want to put it in there, you can find that file. If you're on YouTube and you think, oh, this is a great description of making cookies or whatever, or a nice little song that a smaller student would like, you can put that URL in there and it embeds that video into that page. So that's where I've been going to put my YouTube videos if I've used one. Or I really like the descriptive and captioned media program, and I found they have like a visually impaired specific content, like job applications, knowing your rights for job interviews, things like that. So I've been going in there and looking to see what I can find to put in there. But for those, I have to put the links in, but for any YouTube videos, I go right here. But long story not short, to answer Jessica's question, whenever I go to Studio, there's the add, but then there's the record button. So I can select it, and you can do screen capture, which is where you would record your screen. Obviously, I'm not trying to over explain everything, but then you can do webcam capture. So that's what I did to record myself. This is a square. Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. But when you click on it, it pops up. You're going to get to see my face again. And you can turn the mic off for whatever reason. You can change the webcam, but then you can start recording. And let me show.
I'm sorry, I have one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
So your district purchased Studio. Is there a way to embed videos if your district did not do that?
Yes. Let me go to YouTube.
I mean, finish your Studio. But I mean, besides YouTube, how can I make a video of myself like you are doing? And put it in there.
You can go to on your computer, you should have, like, if your laptop has a built-in webcam, you can go to like photo booth.
Oh, you know what? I see right next to where you had apps, it says upload recorded media.
Yes.
Okay. So I would do it that way, right?
Yeah. So on the add, you can do browse files, and anything that you have saved, any video you have saved, you can do that. So when you finish a recording, so I'll do like a 3-second recording, and if something happens and the meeting gets cut off because of my account, I could only do it for 40 minutes. We can come back in because I'm in no hurry. I don't have anything else going on. So, you just can change the name of the video so that you know what it is in the future. Or if you mess up and have to do 8 takes like I did for circles, you can hit start over. Who knew that talking about circles was so difficult? So I found this little kitty cat because, like I said, she's a 3-year-old and she's a little girl, and who doesn't love kitty cats when they're 3? So I found this with Chester the cat, and they talk about he's in the box, he's on top or he's under the box, he's behind the box, he's in front of the box, and I was like, well, that's just something to enhance it, rather than her looking at me going, look, I'm going to put this in front of this, I just thought it would be something to spice everything up. So something that you can show your teachers is under this text entry, there's this keyboard, which shows you the keyboard shortcuts, but right beside of it looks like a little man with his arms stuck out, and that's the accessibility checker. That's where they can click on it. It'll pop up and it'll show no accessibility issues were detected. Now, how consistent and how good that is, I don't have any idea. It's identified one thing as I've put this stuff in there, but it did let me select to change the size of the text or whatever it was. It did let me click and change that. So I'm going to go back out of this. And what's nice for if I was an adult with a visual impairment and I wanted to check what I had written, up at the top, it's located in the same place for students, is the Immersive Reader. And when I click on it, it changes the formatting. So there I have square, which, let me change it. There we go. So squares, and then it has my text, and it will play and read
Square. That. Squares. Squares have 4 sides.
Okay. The voice settings, you can change the speed, and you can change it from male to female. But it is kind of, it's not as electronic-y as some of the voices I've heard, but I know some students prefer a natural voice, but this one isn't.
Let's watch the video about squares.
He's not as bad as she is, but when you go to the text preferences up at the top right, you can change the text size, the spacing of the words, and then the type of font. So there's Calibri, Sitka, Comic Sans, and then they have these themes, which I've never heard of lavender on black on lavender being an accessible option, but that's when I was doing that one video, I was like, some of these don't make sense, but I do have the black on yellow, and I have the black on the blue, but that's all you can. That's it. You can't pick and choose what color the text is in the background. So if you needed yellow on blue, a dark blue, you couldn't do that. It would have to be something, an extra app that they were using, or if they were using Zoom text, that would have to be what they were doing. And then grammar options. Oh, you can also turn off source formatting. And if there's any, I think it takes away the bold. Yeah. So where I had square and squares bolded, it took that away. And something that's nice for my students who struggle with reading, if they click on it, on the word, it will show them some picture examples. So there's a blue square, there's a square ruler, and a park square. And then watch shows someone watching the TV. different. It shows pictorial representation if that helps your student. Even they are small, but you know, they're trying. And then the one that I really like is the reading preferences. So you can turn on line focus. So line focus on and off. And we lost somebody. Oh, there she is. Welcome back, Melissa. I was just showing them that, oh, I didn't show you grammar options. You can change it to be, you can space out the syllables. We've removed, oh, okay. Never mind. They removed the limit, so we don't have to worry about getting kicked off. You can highlight nouns to be a certain color. So there it's purple, verbs are red. But I can turn the line focus on. I can do 1 line at a time, 3 lines, or 5 lines, which this doesn't have 5 lines of text. So, and you can also turn that picture dictionary off if you think that would be distracting. And then there's a translator. So, you know, it's, have I seen better? Yes, but they're trying, you know. And hopefully, oh, I have a chat message. Wi-Fi issues. Yes, that's that happened to me Friday during my dissertation defense. The internet went out at school, and I was like, this has not happened all day, and I've been sitting here watching training videos and doing all this boring stuff. But when I need Wi-Fi, it goes out. But anyway, so that's how I add the videos. If I want to add a YouTube video, so let me go here and pull up YouTube. And I'm going to search for squares. So if I wanted this square song, okay. Or, that's very loud. I can go to share underneath the YouTube video, and I can click embed, or you can, if you're just wanting to use it in studio, you just have to take this, where I have highlighted the share URL. But if I go to embed, it gives me this whole bunch of text. And what I would do is copy it, and instead of looking at my rich content editor in this manner, I'm going down below the text entry. I have the keyboard for the keyboard shortcuts, accessibility, the word counter, and then I have the less than, greater than signs with the slash through them, and that is the HTML editor. You don't have to know HTML code to do it. All I do when I'm embedding my Nearpod activities, or if I wanted to embed this video, I click it, I insert that all the text that I copied, and then I click save. So now we should see me talking, and then there's my squares video. And that's exactly how that's what the student's going to see. So, the next thing I want to go over is assignments. So I have her first assignment is find something in your house that's a square, take a picture with it, and send it to me. So she's obviously going to have a parent assisting her, because despite kids being able to to do iPads and all that stuff, this is a little bit more, you know, it's not going to YouTube and finding Baby Shark. It's taking a picture, uploading an assignment, all that. So what I have done is whenever I'm editing this assignment, you have the name, and I put in what I want them to do. If I wanted to embed a picture of me with I don't know what's a square anymore. Something that's square at my house, I could upload that to show them an example. If I wanted to be extra, but you can change the points, which this is more for them. But what I do is I take off up the syncing to the student information system. So if you use Skyward or anything like that, where the teachers input their grades, I take that off because, we don't actually give grades. We're more looking at, did they do it? How well did they do it? And you know how that works. So submission type is what I change most of or display grade as, and submission type. So I just show it as complete, incomplete. Yes, I got it. You're good. And then submission type, I choose online, and then you can do text entry. If you have them make a website or something like that, you can do website URL, media recordings. The student can record themselves responding to job interview questions. So, I could say, pretend we're in an interview and tell me about your strengths. Record the video and upload it to the assignment. You can do it that way. If you have them responding to questions or something where they have to type and upload it, they could do text entry or file uploads. So that's the options for students in the assignments. Oh, so I want her to do a file upload or a media recording, and then I want to save it. Let's see what's next. So you can do discussions. So if you did have multiple students working on a self-determination class, you could have, oh my gosh, you could have the students discussing, the get to know me section, because I use the empowered curriculum. I forgot I ordered pizza. I thought that I don't know what I thought, but anyway, you can have them discuss that. Have you had a job interview? How did it go? That kind of thing. Sorry, we're terrible with small eyes.
You want a copy of your receipt?
No, okay, thank you. Okay, so I like that feature because, part of the empowered curriculum from Texas School for the Blind is getting to know other students and learning from other students about their strengths, their challenges, yada, yada, yada. So what I did for my high school student is, nope, that's not them. For my high school student, I took the empowered curriculum. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but I took it. I took the CD because I purchased it myself, and I took all the files from I think they have 12, 16, 18, and uncontracted and contracted Braille files. I could upload a Braille file to my Canvas files. So the way I did that was to show you that first. When you click on account, you see your picture, and then you have notifications, profile settings, all this underneath it for iExcel and Renaissance. Oh, and by the way, you see how fantastic the high contrast user interface is right now. I have it enabled, and I'm like, I don't see a difference that much. And I'll show you, I'll turn it off, but I'll go to files. So it made it a darker blue. The background behind the account dashboard icons, it made it a darker blue versus a teal. But anyway, so I made a folder for self-determination, and I did the introduction, and I did each unit as a folder. And then from there, I uploaded, you can see the numbers represent the font size. So 12, 16, 20, and then 23 is the unit name for this, but you can see at the end of this, it's a DXB file. So if I have a student at some point where they need the contracted braille, which they also have uncontracted, but I just did contracted because I was trying to save space. I didn't know how much space I did have, but I was like, if we're working on that, we would probably be using contracted braille. But then I was like, well, if they've just lost their vision, they might not. They might be doing uncontracted. So I was like, I'll add it in later. I just haven't got to do it. But that was my thinking process when I first did it. But any of the activity papers or any of that stuff is all on there. So I have all of that uploaded there. I also, my little Bitmojis that I did for the students, the younger ones, I went and I downloaded all the ones I thought I might want, and I put it in there because when I'm editing my students' courses, so if I wanted to, so this is his front page, and you can see I just have the hi there. If I wanted to add another one, I would go to my three dots again, my options or more, and then I can go to image and then user images. Course images is just what you have in that course. So all I would really find is that same one. So if I go to user images, it pulls up all my Bitmojis that I want to use. So I can put in the confused one because I feel like I'm in a perpetual state of confusion. Excellent. Whatever I need to do or whatever I want to change it to, I can do that. So if I have a screenshot or whatever I need to put in, I can do that. So for him, for a few of my students, actually, I have been using Typing Club. It's a free website that they can log into. I thought I had it on here. Nope. It's a free website that they can log into. Let me go to another student's and show you. And I have a screenshot on how to go to the initial assessment, the placement test is what I was thinking of. So, and I just remembered where it is on his. I made 2 assignments, and they are typing assignments. So here you can see your first assignment is to complete the placement test. Go here, here's your login. You're going to be doing Typing Jungle course to start. Click the start button and it'll take you to the course page. I tried to be as descriptive as possible. And then I did put the screenshots. So this is to show them that they're going to select Typing Jungle, and then there's where you begin, and on the right there's a circle and a check mark icon that says take placement test. So I'm trying to have all those supports and pre-think of all the supports I could need. And here's a discussion question. How are you feeling about this school year? Do you have any concerns? What are you most excited about? What are you most worried about? And respond in full sentences, because this student is one where they would go, no, that would be the only response that I would get. And that is also one of that's if they have a goal to, format their text appropriately when they're using a computer, or to edit a Word document. You could make a bold heading with answers. You could put all those specifics in there, and then they could upload that file. This is just a discussion where he could say, I'm really worried about accessing my novels to read for English. And I could say, hey, you can go to Bookshare, blah, blah, blah. But also on his modules, what I did was, so I have the introduction to self-determination, and he has to complete all the items before it'll check it off as finished. So I did that because this unit 1, it's edited my prerequisite. So when you do your module settings, you can see here I have unit 1. So you can lock it until a certain date, or underneath there's prerequisite. I can click add prerequisite and then select the module. So introduction to self-determination. He has to finish the self-determination introduction before he can do unit 1. And they're locked, so he can't go in and get mixed up or whatever. He has to go in order. And you can see I have underneath unit 1, I have the getting to know yourself and others, getting to know each other, all about me, and getting to know others, and they're indented. So I haven't really found if that makes a difference when the student's navigating through the module, but I did it just in case, because like I said, stuff's been changing every time I log in. Let's see. Oh, for the appointments, I haven't got it to work 100% yet. I just got some feedback from our Canvas administrator, but you can see on August 24th on my calendar, you can see 9 a.m. direct service, 9:30 a.m. direct service, 10 a.m. direct service. What I did was I took some time slots as I was experimenting. I separated into 30-minute intervals, and sorry, nobody ever wants anything till I'm doing something. I set it for 30-minute intervals, and if you see a student for an hour, they can select 2. If you see them for 45 minutes, they can select 2. It was just, I felt easier to do the 30-minute tables. I do use the visit PDF from, I believe it's Texas, because Texas has all kinds of cool stuff. But I use it to determine my service hours. So depending on that, you don't have to stay the full 30 minutes, I don't think. But then it'll show me each of the assignments that are due each day. And I can select, let's see, edit. Nope. Maybe group details. Okay, so here you can see I have all these courses selected, and I can change it if I want to, or add it. So I'm going to add these students, these imaginary students who do not have that is not their name. I just did direct service so that it would be easy for the parents to find it or for the student to find it. And then you can see my time block, August 25th, 9 to 9:30. I did not put all that in there whenever I was doing it. I put the time in there. So let's see. I can select the date. Let's do the 26th. And then my start time could be 9 a.m. My end time could be 11:30 a.m. And then divide into equal slots if you wanted to do 15 minutes, you could do that, but that would just be more that your student would have to sign up for. So, and then I can click create slots, and you can see added automatically August 26th, 9 to 9:30, 9:30 to 10, 10 to 10:30. You can do a location, which I just figured that if the student wanted to come in, you know, I could say, you can select these times, we'll meet at a specific school, but just sign up for that time slot on Canvas. You can limit the slot to one user, which, you know, unless you have a small group, I limited it to one. Students only attend one slot, and then you can message the students for appointments, and then I'll save it. So now all my students have the access to sign up for those appointments. Do you guys have any questions at this point? Because there's a lot. There's a lot, but I do think that the premise of it is good, but whenever my student logged in on his Chromebook today, all I could do was go to the three dots and zoom here. That's because they gave him a Chromebook, and, you know, they don't have CD ports or whatever. And you know, they decide to do all this stuff and give you a week and a half to figure out what's going on. And I was like, this is what we got for right now, bud. But he, you know, he can set that. We worked on it some last year in the classroom computers because, you know, let's just give them a different computer every day. And he had to learn, you know, I was like, all right, we're going to learn to be resilient and how to adapt that, which we're lucky he knows how to do that. And when I showed him it again today, he said, I know that. You showed me last year. And I was like, well, just making sure. But if you're at your dashboard and the student does submit an assignment, you can see this to do. Grade, please respond to the following questions. And that's where I've had teachers respond to their discussion questions. Yes, it's very helpful. And you can mark it that it's completed or whatever you need to do. So I asked for questions and then I kept talking. So anybody having, well, we're down to just me and I can't say the name. Yeah. Me and
I don't have any questions, but it is very helpful just to kind of see the format of it. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to do anything. I've just heard that several of my districts are going to be using it, or it could be an option. So I just wanted to really kind of get a good look at everything and just kind of know, I guess, a general overview of what's available, what have you done, and everything. So,
well, I am going to put this on YouTube.
Okay.
Which I've just been recording the part that I'm sharing. And I'm going to try to cut out at the beginning where it showed anybody else's faces or names, but sure. That way, if you want to go back and say, I know she talked about that.
Okay.
You know, I hope it was helpful.
It was, just like I said, because I haven't really had a chance to, I've just read up on it, but I hadn't actually seen like the dashboard or anything like that.
Yeah.
So that part, just to kind of get my eyes on it and kind of see how it's set up, you know, how you have it set up and what, you know, all the little things that you can click on and how to get into things and stuff like that's probably going to be the hardest part, I think, is just knowing where to click and how to do that piece until I actually do it, physically do it.
Yeah. And I mean, I know that was short-ish, but that's what I've been using a lot. My students are low vision, so I don't have a lot of resources for Braille yet. And I did try to connect my Braille Note Apex.
Okay.
But it was not working for
Not
me.
happening.
It just wasn't happening. And so I gave up.
Yeah.
You know, like I
Move
tell
on to the next thing.
yeah, I was like, we're gonna have to tackle that later because I've got 11 students courses to build from the ground up. You know, I have
Right.
23 units just for one student to get added in, which he doesn't need all 23 at one time, but
Right.
you know, and then you know, I want these supplemental videos for the younger student because I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now.